Wade, thanks for joining us here on BMXATV over in WA at the Westside track. What's the last couple of months been in store for you?
The last few months we've just had a few little camps with some junior stuff and also with some of the elite riders, sort of doing once a month sort of get-togethers. Last week we sort of had a great showing at the Brisbane Supercross track, just seeing who's capable of getting around the big track and jumping the big jumps, and just trying to analyse between the start and finish line and see where we sit as a nation and which riders are going to give us the greater chance to get a result internationally.
What sort of things are you working on? You say about getting from the start line, things like that. What sort of, I guess, areas are you working to progress the riders?
So we're just really trying to hone down what's critical in the sport at the moment. It's definitely getting to the kink, bottom of the hill, landing the first jump is three critical things. Also just having good track flow, so working on your two straight efforts and having that conditioning to back up each race 30 minutes apart, just as the World Cup circuit is about. So thinking of those critical things, how to improve the individual needs, and then try to set things up so we can get the best out of all the riders that we're sort of working with, and getting them to understand that there are some differences of each person has to work on, and we're here just to try and make them as best they can be.
And have you noticed that individual gains, or has it been collective gains with some of the things that you've been implementing?
Definitely, it's been a collective improvement from everybody with different strategies of changing things up. So I think the guys really understand that. They don't see it in the daily training environment because they're challenging each other all the time, but when they come to a competition, then they can see, okay, it's what we're doing is working. So, and that's trying to do that from international base, being domestic up at Gold Coast there, and also throughout the States as well, trying to improve as many people in the sport as we can with some great guidance, and getting the network of coaches working for the riders.
It's always a very busy calendar, the BMX calendar. What are some of the events coming up shortly for you?
So the first one that's coming up on our international stage is the England Supercross event. Then we fly back straight to Australia, and then we fly straight back to Holland. So that's the roughest part of the year. So we're going to sort of base in Europe some riders for at least 6 weeks to minimise the travel and get more international racing experience. Other riders will have their professional contracts to fulfill, which they'll go back to America and race that circuit there. And then we'll have the other riders based on the Gold Coast still developing and preparing for any additional World Cups or World Championships in July. So it's definitely a big circuit with England, Holland, Berlin, back to Holland, Argentina, and off to USA at the end.
Is there any particular event there that sort of stands out for you, and one that you're really working towards? Obviously World Championships is always a good one, but outside the World Championships, any particular events that you're working towards?
Well, definitely with the Australian winning age now, everything's based on World Championships, and the World Cups are you basically developing races to get into the Worlds, but also considering how we've got to qualify the country. So we've got to have strategic plans within the year to do that, and then obviously the Olympic selection for the country starts in Berlin in June. So just priming things up to sort of be in a good position from there on, and then realistically it's a 2-year battle against all the other countries.
Well, Wade, thanks for joining us. Best wishes for the year.
Thank you.